It's time to give Blue Ivy's dad, Jay-Z, an apology. What up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again, talking facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those Cashaps to CLBMG. Gang, listen. Every YouTuber makes a video where they know they might be ostracized for making it, right? Every YouTuber. We all know that we got that one video that might not play well with the political connects. And we make a decision to say, screw that. This is how I feel. I want y'all to be 100% clear that I've always maintained for the last year, you could check the tape, that Jay-Z would not be convicted of anything in regards to his Diddy association. And I know a lot of you wanted this to be true, gang. You wanted it so bad. I never understood it, gang. I never understood how, why, or what reason a lot of you want this man to go down so bad. You got no reason. I want to understand why you think that a man, a grown man, that has never shown you any type of penchant to be disgusting, you want him to go down so bad just because he knows Diddy. Diddy has been a sexual deviant since the 90s. It has always been rumors, innuendos that Diddy was a pervert, a degenerate, and an awful human being. And a lot of you people by default lumped in Jay-Z. And mind you, Diddy has hundreds of industry friends. Diddy is on hundreds of people's albums saying this, that, and the third, rapping, writing, a lot of your favorite artists. Mary J. Blige, Jagged Edge, a lot of these people are related to Diddy in some kind of way. It is 6 degrees of separation. Rick Ross, French Montana, a lot of people, gang. But for some reason, you wanted this Jay-Z thing to be so real. Jay-Z has a 13-year-old daughter named Blue Ivy, but you wanted to believe that he went and had sexual relations with a 13-year-old girl the same age as his daughter. You wanted it so bad, gang. I sat back and watched people in my comments, just wait. You'll see. Jay-Z's disgusting. If you say why, gang, I promise you 100% every single time they would say because he's friends with Diddy. I promise you they have zero reason to believe this. They're going to say, well, he was sleeping with Foxy Brown, even though Foxy Brown has said a million times that never happened. They don't care. They don't care, gang. They want to fry this dude. They want him bad. You got to ask yourself, why? What has he done to these people? And yes, like I said, there's going to be people who 100% are going to get in these comments and demonize me and Jay at the same time and try to make it like, gang, what are you talking about? This guy is a demonic pervert because Jaguar Wright said so. Okay. I want to read this article so we can have a conversation. I know I got a bunch of new followers. I need you to know off the rip, I don't believe Jay-Z did anything. Somebody get on the phone and let Tessa Tales know that Jay-Z case was dropped. Please. And any of you Tessa Tales fans, which is whatever, I already did a video on Tessa Tales a few months ago. And like I said, I have no problem with Tessa Tales, but Tessa Tales is all over the place. And she was one of the main people pushing that Jay-Z and Diddy was going to go to prison over this 13-year-old girl. When that video came out of that girl getting interviewed, she sounded absolutely ridiculous. And before the video came out, I said the story sounded ridiculous. It was absolute nonsense. She went to the VMAs at 13, found the limo driver of Diddy, of all people. He took her to the party, and then she got trapped in a room with Jay-Z, some miscellaneous female, and Diddy. And they took turns on her, and they drugged her at a party with 1,000 older people. No one stopped it. No one saw her. No one remembers her. Nothing, right? She somehow escaped the room and went to a random gas station and waited 7 hours for her dad to come pick her up. The dad comes, picks her up. He doesn't ask her one question. He just drives her back home 7 hours to Buffalo. It made absolutely no goddamn sense. But you people ran to it like a moth to a flame. Remember, Janet Jackson said, like a moth to a flame burned by the fire. It made no sense. Make it make sense, gang. And people started to say that. It started to make, like, normal people started to use critical thinking. And they were like, gang, it really make no sense. Maybe he is a sexual deviant, but not this time. You got the wrong girl. You got the wrong story. You had this man worrying about going to his daughter's biggest moment because of a story that was absolutely fabricated. He had to fight this creepy-ass guy named Tony Busby for the right to even attend his daughter's Lion King premiere. It is disaster. Say what you want about Diddy. I don't give a nothing about Diddy. Just gonna be honest. Sean Diddy Combs is a piece of absolute garbage. And Jay, yes, was a little too close to Diddy. I'm just gonna be honest. A lot of you say, he had to know. He was close to him, he had to know. But let me just say this. I'm just gonna be honest right now. Me, to be where I am, I know a lot of shady ass people. I could be 10 times further in my business, in the things that I used to do. I used to do a lot of promotions, nighttime, nightclubs, right? Oh man, you would love to know what goes on in these nightclubs after the doors are closed at night. Once they lock up, they don't finish. Once they lock up these nightclubs, select people can stay behind and drink. It's a fact. You're not select, so you don't know that. But select people can stay behind and hang out. And I used to be in that circle. And you know how many times I hung out? 0. I may have stayed around for a drink, right? Stayed around for a drink, drank that drink, and left. Because they're talking a lot of other stuff when them clubs close. Yeah. They want to swap this one with that one, get this one drunk. It's a lot going on, gang. And I refuse to play them games. But I do know I need my business to run. So at the same time, as I'm doing business with some very suspect people, I know how to keep my distance and still maintain a business relationship. And that's what Jay-Z, I'm going to assume, was doing with Diddy. He knew, okay, it's a lot of stuff going on after hours with this guy. I don't got to be there after hours. I already put my name on the line. You're not going to find a Jay-Z tape with Diddy. Already did it. We just had a case get dropped. You're going to say, Charles, you don't know. I don't know none of them. I don't know Diddy. I don't know none of them. But what I do know is basically there have been hundreds of stories about Diddy. I ain't heard one. Not even one story about Jay-Z. These stories don't live in a vacuum, gang. These things have to come out. A lot of you people want this guy to be dirty, disgusting. Let me read this article so we can all know what's going on. Because the case was dropped, gang, in case you didn't know. There is no other case coming up against Jay-Z. Let me read this. A Jane Doe who alleged Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z sexually assaulted her for 25 years ago has withdrawn her lawsuit against him. A lot of you were saying she was right. But she withdrew her own lawsuit. Make this make sense, gang. This wasn't even a criminal case. This was a lawsuit for money, and you still withdrew it? Let me finish. In a notice of voluntary dismissal filed Friday, attorneys for the woman dropped the lawsuit with prejudice, preventing it from being refiled in the future. That means they can't bring this up 2 years from now and try to restart the case. Quote, counsel of plaintiff have discussed this matter with counsel for each defendant who acknowledged and consent to this submission, stated the court filing signed by Doe's attorney, which is Tony Busby. And he got a lot to explain, gang. Tony Busby got a lot to explain. Let me keep this moving. The false case against Jay-Z that never should have been brought has been dismissed with prejudice. Carter's attorney, Alex Spiro, said in a statement, by standing up in the face of heinous and false allegations, Jay has done what few can. He pushed back. He never settled, and he never paid one red penny. He triumphed and cleared his name, end quote. Doe's lawsuit was initially filed against Combs in October 2024, in which she alleged she was drugged and raped by him, along with another celebrity, and at an after party for the MTV Music Awards in 2000, which they got the date wrong because everything they said happened in that VMAs, they got it all wrong. She was saying she was talking to people who wasn't there. She said they had billboards that never existed, that she saw a bunch of stuff in 2000 that wasn't there. And Tessa Tales tried to say, well, all of that stuff was there in 2003. Maybe she got it wrong. Chick, you got it wrong. Now, Tessa Tales, go over to her channel right now. Go to Tessa Tales' channel right now. She's saying everything but what she was saying a couple months ago. Now she's like, Tony Busby is a pathetic lawyer. Now she's against Tony Busby. But a couple months ago, she was saying Tony Busby's gonna bring down the whole Jay-Z empire because Jay-Z is a deviant. And now she flip-flopped, and now she's talking about, that's why her fans can't trust her. They don't understand what's going on with her because now she's against Tony Busby, and she's saying Jay-Z was right. But this is why these YouTubers, gang, they do stuff to get views. Just gonna be honest. We all do stuff to get views, but some of them got no integrity when they do it. Just gonna be honest. And on a side note, I got another video coming up about a YouTuber that I respect that just really flip-flopped across the line, but that's a whole nother video. You can see that next when I drop that video. But I digress. I want to continue because this makes me personally mad. This guy got a 13-year-old daughter that he had to actually pull back from supporting. And gang, when he went to that Lion King thing, you guys were awful. You were awful. You were rude. You were mean, you were disgusting. Just gonna be honest. Listen, if you're a person who thinks Jay-Z did this, that's okay. But if you're a person who went out and attacked his daughter, you're trash. You're trash. Just gonna be honest. You can unsubscribe, do whatever. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're trash. This girl's 13 trying to live her life. She has nothing to do with nothing. And you're on there attacking what she wore, how she dressed, everything, because you're jealous of what his father got going on with his wife. Just gonna be honest. But let me finish the article. Carter vigorously denied the allegations, calling them so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. And they even criticized that. You guys went and criticized that. He said, make it criminal. You were like, he didn't outright say that it wasn't true. Guys, you have to make things make sense, gang. You read through these things and try to pick them apart. But at the end of the day, you were wrong. The lawsuit was dropped with prejudice, not even by just the courts. She dropped it. Busby dropped it. They all dropped it. She's claiming she may have been wrong. Let me finish. Carter's attorney have Carter's attorneys have made numerous efforts to get the case thrown out prior to Doe dropping her lawsuit. She dropped her own lawsuit, gang. In December, a judge denied Carter's request to dismiss the case and granted Doe the ability to proceed anonymously after Carter's team had asked the judge to reveal her identity. At the time, the judge penned a scathing decision, commending Carter's attorney's relentless filing of combative motions in his efforts to dismiss the case as inappropriate. So the judge was irritated with Spiro and Jay-Z completely defying this case and trying to get it dropped and trying to get her to say who she was. A lot of you defended her efforts to remain anonymous for whatever reason. She's not 13 no more. You guys are spiraling thinking that if he knows who she is, he's going to send people after her. Well, guess what, gang? They already know who she is. The lawyers already know. Jay-Z already knows. He wanted you to know. He wanted the public to see how ridiculous this chick was in real life. I'm just going to be honest. It is what it is. For this guy to bring this to court is a travesty. He thought Jay was going to pay. And he did it. Let me keep this moving. In January, Carter's lawyers sought again to dismiss the lawsuit and asked the judge to issue sanctions against the attorney who filed the case after several inconsistencies in Doe's allegations were revealed. Doe acknowledged inconsistencies in her recollection in the events in an interview with NBC, but stood by her allegation that she was raped. Her attorney, Tony Busby, told CNN at the time, our client remains fiercely adamant that what she stated is true to the best of her memory. Gang, she went on NBC and looked absolutely ridiculous. The interview they put up was so embarrassing. The people who were against Jay-Z started to attack NBC News for airing it. They never attacked the girl. They never attacked Tony Busby. They attacked NBC News, who just did their job. This girl should not have ever went on that news platform, but she's so out of it that she thought her case was strong enough. She made it bad. The reason this thing the reason this case is dismissed is because of that NBC interview. She sounded insane. And I know a lot of you people can't say it, and a lot of these YouTubers won't say it, but I'm going to say it. She sounded insane. But that wasn't enough. Some of you want this guy to be, you guys want to rip this guy apart with almost no evidence. I guarantee you, go in my comments. When the people try to come in, they're coming. They're coming to the comment section, and I will be there. But they're going to say Foxy Brown. They have nothing on this man. Nothing. They're going to bring up Foxy Brown. Then they're going to say Beyonce was only blah, blah, blah when he met her. And then they're going to bring up Aaliyah. I think Aaliyah died, gang. What year was this? 2000? It's 2025. Literally every argument you're going to bring up is 20 to 25 years old. You have nothing on this man, but you still keep trying to bring this man down. You have absolutely nothing. Dame Dash is claiming he was with Aaliyah, but somehow, some way, now it's Jay-Z, Aaliyah, Foxy Brown. He's a pervert. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to let you wait for the facts to come out, and this whole hammer that's going to swing down, let it swing down. Because this first one missed badly. This one missed so bad, they probably won't ever charge this man again with anything. Because he's the only one that fought back. And I know for a fact it was J-Lo that paid him. J-Lo been making bad decisions for a while. And I know J-Lo was so scared. She was like, I do not need this right now. I cannot be linked to Diddy in any way. I wasn't even at this thing. But I don't care. I'm going to pay this guy. This guy is a leech and a parasite. And I remember Tissa Tells saying, and a lot of her fans were saying that this guy was going to save us. He was going to lock up Diddy. He was going to lock up Jay-Z. Tony Busby was a hero. This guy is a disaster. They're going to take his license. But he won't care because he's going to find another way to grift and hustle and get money. I'm not even going to read this stuff about Combs because this ain't about Sean Diddy Combs. But I just want to say this before I get out of here. There's a lot of people of Jay-Z's color that want him to fail. Now, I just want to say this, and I'm going to get out the door. Back in the day, we had a guy named O.J. Simpson, right? When O.J. Simpson was accused of harming his wife, there was a trial. And goddamn, I promise you, 98% of the black people were saying there's no way O.J. did this, regardless of what the evidence said. Because they knew what we were up against as a people. They would never. With this little evidence, when O.J. was acquitted, gang, we damn near jumped out of Earth atmosphere. Everybody black. I'm just going to be honest. We supported each other. Whether he right, wrong, indifference, you believe he did it, you believe he didn't. We all, this is back in the day though. We supported each other until we were proven guilty. This thing didn't even make it to the courtroom. And half you people were saying this guy was wrong, a deviant, and deserved to be in prison the rest of his life, and you had no evidence. Meanwhile, we're screaming like we won the lottery because O.J. was acquitted. We were more unified back then. We have zero unity right now in 2025. Zero. We want to see each other burn for the slightest of things. It don't take much of nothing. We can't wait. We love it when somebody gets dragged down. I don't know what's happening in this era. I have no idea. A person can be a stand-up individual for 25 years, and the very first thing that they come up with against them, you guys are running to the internet to condemn them. You love it. You love it, gang. But I'm going to leave it at this. There is no more lawsuit. Jay-Z will not be accused. I'm going to promise you there will be nothing else. So can we please apologize to Blue Ivy, which you guys completely made her life a disaster. Apologize to Beyonce. And while you at it, throw an apology in there to Jay-Z. All right? I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine.
CLB.